Yeah, so 3 different types of wine, one white, one red, and skin contact wine.
Okay.
So maybe we start with the whites. So the grapes come here in the little boxes. Everything is hand harvested. So first I press it. That was one of the first investment I made. It's this press. It's really nice. It's pretty simple. This just go down to press the grapes, but it's pretty nice because I can control everything and take my time. For each press, I take between 4 and 6 hours, and for me it's really important to do the thing smoothly. To press gently, and that way I don't extract big molecules or big particles that will put heavy flavors and not very elegant flavors on the wine, or maybe astringents and hard mouth. So to avoid that, I like to press very gently. So you make grape juice, put it in a tank. I'm gonna cool it over for about a night. The goal is to get down between 8 and 12 degrees and to do a natural fining, because with the cold, all the the little dust you have on the grapes, even you have some flesh, some hard part, and everything's gonna settle down at the bottom of the tank. And so the day after, I do a racking. So I'm gonna keep the clear juice and got rid of the lees, heavy. So usually so it depends the type of wine and the grapes you have, but it's nice to take the thin lees to give more complexity and a roundness to the wine. So yeah. So there is people, they go down even to 2 degrees to do really, really good fining. But for my types of wine, it's not what I want to do. I want to keep some life, yes. After the juice gonna heat up naturally, and the fermentation usually start around 16 degrees. So the yeast gonna eat the sugar to transform it into alcohol. What I do, I want to make sure the fermentation is going all smoothly. So I let the wine for the first part of the fermentation, which is the fastest because you have a lot of sugar, not yet alcohol, so the yeast are pretty energetic. It takes about 2 to 3 days to go there, and at this point, I'm gonna put the wine in the fermenting juice in barrel to do barrel fermentation, and so the last third of the fermentation happen in barrels and last for 2 to 3 weeks because it's cooler, and so and it's nice also for the whites to that the fermentation take its time to also have a more complexity.
Where do you keep your barrels?
I can show you if you want. It's pretty nice here because it's half buried, so the temperature is pretty cool and stay pretty much the same. So it's not too big, but I can keep here about 20 barrels. So yeah, and that's all the whites. So usually fermentation happen in there, and after when the fermentation is over, all the sugar, so no food left, so they're gonna die. But it's still interesting to keep it because in the yeast there is something like glycerol. They're gonna give roundness to the wine. So what I do after is some stirring, so to put the lees more in contact with the wine and to give it more complexity and roundness. And so the barrel aging, it's pretty much the same for all the wines. Lasts for 1 year.
Okay.
For me, it's it's good balance. It's to have a pretty long aging. But still wine with that you can enjoy pretty young. What I try to do is to make some wine with complexity, with some deepness, but yet you can have it pretty young.
Yeah.
You don't need to keep it too long. But yeah. And I think for that, especially for the whites, barrel aging, barrel fermentation, and barrel aging give a lot. So for the reds, pretty much the same. The grapes came in box here. But what I do, it's I put a little steamer here, so I steam the grapes to remove the green part. Slightly crush the berries, but not too much, and send everything to a tank. So in the tank, what's gonna happen is at the bottom, the seed's gonna fall down. You have the juice at the middle, and at the top, we have what we call the cap. So it's all the skins are gonna float, and still whole berries.
Yeah.
And so, for red wine, so most of the aromas, texture, color, and tannin come from the skin. So the game, when you do red wine making, is to put in contact your juice with the cap. And also, so during the fermentation, the yeast eats the sugar to produce alcohol, but also produce CO2 that's gonna push up the cap. And if you let it that way, it's gonna start to have probably bad fermentation with bacteria, and you're gonna have some oxidation, and so it's gonna start to make vinegar. So you don't want to have that. So you need to put in contact your cap and the juice. And like it doesn't seem like it, but it's really pushing hard during the fermentation. Yeah. And so the cap is really high compared to the juice. It's pretty impressive. So to do that, you have different methods. For me, I want to keep it smooth and simple. The target here is not to work on the skin too much, because we had Merlot and Cabernet. So for me, I use Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon, and even Cabernet Franc. It's a skin with a lot of tannin, lot of aromas. And if you do too much extraction, you're gonna have you can have tough wine. Takes time to open with harsh tannin and maybe too big. So I try to make a bit like tea, infusion, but keep it good. So for that, I use two methods. The first one is pump over. So I'm gonna pump some juice from here to over the top of the tank. That way the juice are going through the cap. And also the cap is a bit like a sponge, so it's gonna absorb the juice and fall down back into it. And the second one is so we call it a punch down. So I'm gonna go over the top and break it with the tool to push it down to the tank. But it's not really what I do. I'm just gonna gently push back the cap into the juice to soak it. Once it's down, once the fermentation is over, I'm gonna rack the wine and so press the skin. The good thing to remember, we press grapes for whites to make grape juice, but for reds already we pressed wine. And so it's the same. So the press is really nice for the reds. I take a lot of time to make it, but with that I can gently press it. And the goal here is not to extract too much tannin, but and to have something pretty smooth. And so as soon as I feel something a bit too harsh, I'm gonna stop the press and stop there. I gently crush the grapes just for white, not for red, because for red you don't have to do it. But gently crush the grapes before to put it in, and that way it's and I put a lot of that. So 2 or 3 in the middle, and it avoids to do the clustering. And 1 year in a barrel. So 1 300 liters barrel and 1 400 liter barrel, and I do the distemming with that by hand. So we put the crepe in there, and you go like that with your hand, and so the berries is coming through, but not the steam. I think with hand it's give a bit more soul to the process, and it's pretty fun to do it.